Hello, parents. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ini, and you are watching Parenting with Ini. This is where we get to navigate through parenting together. You are very much welcome. Feel at home, and let's get into today's discussion. So, in today's video, we'll be talking about the right time for your child to start going to school. Yes, when is the right time? At what age should my child start going to school? That's what we'll be talking about in today's topic, okay, in today's video rather. So you're very much welcome. Sit down. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're yet to do so. Like and share. I'm also on Instagram at Parenting with Ini, so you might do well to also pass by there and follow me and also see the contents that I post right there. All right. When is the right time, or rather, when is the right age for your child to start going to school? So, I would like to start by saying a child's milestones development process is very, very important and key to you making a decision on the right age for your child to go to school. Okay, there's some children that actually, some babies actually develop so fast, when it comes to their milestones. Some just walk at their normal pace, some very slow. So again, those are some of the things that you need to use to, to weigh, is my child ready to go to school at this point or not? Okay. So the milestone development process of your child is a very strong determinant of what age should your child start going to school. And let me add this right here. I do not advocate for any child to be forced to go to school when they're not ready. Forcing a child to go to school when they're not ready is very wrong. You're not supposed to force your child. You're supposed to work with their milestones. You're supposed to work with their pace. You get to see, is my child ready? Like I mentioned already earlier, how ready is my child when it comes to their milestones? So that will really, really help you. So please do not force, because you see some parents, the mistakes that we do as parents at times is comparing our children with other people's children. So you'll find that maybe your neighbor's child or your family member's child went to school as early as 3 years old, or as early as 2 years, and for you, you feel like, you, my child, you're also 2 years old, you need to start going to school. So and so went to school, you also have to go to school. That is very wrong, because the milestone development of your neighbor's child, of your family member's child, is totally different from the milestone development journey or process of your own child. So that's why I've started this video by saying the very fast, strong, major determinant of what age your child should start going to school is their milestone development process. Please do not ignore that, and do not compare your child with another person's child. Let your child walk at their own pace, because that's what is gonna really, really help. Okay. Now, that being said, to be honest, I feel like a child that is from 3 years is ripe to start going to school. And at that 3 years, again, having considered the milestone development process of that child, yes. But from 3 years, I feel like a child is ripe enough to start going to school. Now, you have to take that child at that age to the most basics of the school. Okay. For example, maybe schools in your country start from playgroup, baby care group. Okay, so a child that is 3 years old is expected to start going to school, to start going to that class, the first class, the play group class. Do not take that child to the next stage of class. Let the child follow the every step from the first initial class and the child journey like that. Do not skip. Once the child has started, let them grow. Let them grow with their peers. Let them grow with that stage. Because you see, when you take a child, for example, to a play group, whatever they teach that child is a foundation that is supposed to help the child in the next class, which could be pre-primary one. Okay, so if you take the child from playgroup and then you skip pre-primary one and take the child to pre-primary two, you have messed with that child's system at that particular point. So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Do not skip. Once the child has started from the play group, let them grow, let them graduate like that. From playgroup to the next class, not skip the next class to another class. Allow the child to grow at that pace, because that's what is going to help that child. That's what is really, really going to help that child. If you skip, you mess with the child system. And that's not good for, yes, for you, it's good for you because I mean your child will now be able to compare with the other people, or or you have saved money for 1 year, one academic year, you're not helping your child. So no skipping. Once the child has started, let them grow with that pace. Let them grow from one class to another. Please try not to skip. I know someone will be like, so before 3 years, what should I be doing with this child? You're supposed to stay with your child. You're supposed to raise your child. You're supposed to nurture your child. You're supposed to teach your child at home. But if your schedule is a little bit tricky, sorry about the back and forth with the lighting. Yeah, I'm using natural light. So if your schedule is a little bit tricky, that you feel like okay, you won't be able to stay with the child till 3 years, consistently at home because you need to go to work, you need to run your errands and all of that, there is provision for a daycare, okay, where people can take their children to a daycare and have them stay there. And yeah, you run your errands, you go to work, you come back, you pick a child. But again, if you're going that route, then please make sure you choose the right daycare. Don't just take a child to just any daycare and dump them there. You're not going to be helping your child. Make sure that the daycare that you're taking your child to, they also take initiative to teach, to introduce early education to the child. Okay, early education to the child. So that by the time the child is 3 years old, the child at least has some basic knowledge. And even you, as a parent at home, you also try to introduce some early education for that child. So that by the time the child is going to a class, for the first time at 3 years, the child is at least already has some ideas. Okay, now homeschooling is also a totally different ball game, but another option that parents consider. Some parents choose to homeschool their child, for the first 3 years or for the first 4 years. Some people, they just choose to go homeschooling direction the whole time. So if that's also an option for you, then maybe you could also consider homeschooling your child. But if you feel like for you, a proper school system is what you would want to go for, you want to take a child to school so that they can also interact with other children, there's benefit. There are benefits of homeschooling, there are benefits of taking your child to actual school. I'm going to be bringing up that video later on, so that I can give you the advantages and the disadvantages of either, so that when you're making your choice, your decision, you'll be able to know what to decide on. Okay, yeah, but that's another option that people prefer, homeschooling. Some prefer just taking the child to an actual class. Okay, now someone will be like, okay, a new academic year starts in January. My child will be officially 3 years old in April. What do you suggest? Now, let me say this. A child can join school at first term, and they'll be very fine. The child can join school at second term, and they will still be able to catch up. Again, remember, the milestone development process of your child is very important here. But do not make a mistake of taking the child to school for the first time at third term. And then you expect that child after the third term, they jump now to the next class. You are not doing that child justice. So, for example, if you discover that your child's development milestone is very fast, the child is on a fast pace or on a very stable pace, then I would encourage, or I would advise, the child can actually start going to school in January as they wait to be officially 3 years old in April. That child right there will be able to catch up with the others and with the pace of that class successfully. The other option could just be allow the child to clock 3 years in April, and then you introduce the child to school for the first time on the second term of that same academic year. The child will still be able to catch up. Now, when you miss that second term, please let the child stay and join school the following year, where the child will be probably around going almost 4 years old. Because taking the child to third term is not going to make sense at that point. So make your decisions and make the right decision. This video is right on time because I mean, we are rounding up this particular year. So come next year, Parents will be having children joining school for the first time, and you're probably struggling with this thought: when is the right time to take my child to school? I hope this video has really helped you. I hope this video will give you some good insights that will help shape your decision when it comes to the your child joining school. So for me, I would advise, if your child is less than 3 years old, please let them be at home. Let them be nurtured at home. Let them be raised at home. Introduce early education, for the child as they wait to be 3 years old. Okay? From 3 years, I feel like the child is even mentally ready and psychologically even developed to be able to start going to school and interacting with other children in school. Do not rush your child. Don't take a child that is too young to go to school. You'll be messing up with the child's development. Don't delay your child at home for whatever reason, because again, you'll be messing up with them and even messing up with their esteem. Let a child go to school at their right timing, at the right age, appropriate for their. At, let a child go to school at the right time, appropriate for their age. Please don't delay and don't be too fast. And once the child starts from the initial first class of their education, please avoid skipping. At times the temptation might be there. Your child might be too intelligent for that particular class. Don't skip. That's one advice I can share with you. Do not skip. Let a child go pace by pace, one step at a time. Let them go through the entire classes that they need to go through. It will help them, to keep up with their pace. It will help them even to develop right. It will help them to mature rightly. Do not rush your child in school. Remember, parents, once a child starts going to school, there is no stopping. School continues. Even you and I, at our age right now, we are still in school. For me, yes, I'm still in school. I'm in the school of parenting. I'm in the school of life in general. So every day we are learning, every day we're in school. So when you rush a child at 2 years, 2.5, the child is going to school. And I'm wondering, once this child starts, there's no stopping. They just keep going to school. Let the child relax. Let the child be. Let the child grow. 3 years, you can start. Even 4 years is okay to start a child to start going to school. In fact, I would actually say 4 years is the best age to even take the child to a baby class, a play group. 4 years, you take your child to a play group even at 4 years. That child right there will really, really be well developed to be able to fit into that class. But 3 years is also an appropriate age, again, depending on how fast your child's milestone development is, okay, or how slow it is. If it is slow and you know it's slow, don't rush the child. Let the child join at 4 years so that they can be able to catch up well. But if the child is so fast, because some children are like that, especially second borns, third borns, fourth borns, they're always very fast. 3 years, you can just take them. And I know for sure they will fit in. Okay? Yeah. But anything less than 3 years, for me, I would say it's a no. Okay? Let our children be, no forcing and no delaying. All the best as you make this decision for your child. Thank you for watching up to this moment. I really appreciate. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section. I'll really love to read from you. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay positive and take good care of yourself. Bye for now.